All right, what's going on, guys? So today we are heading to LA Fitness right down the street from my house. I got my daughter right behind the camera, and today we have a bench and deadlift day. So I'm currently running Shiko 29 for the first time in a very long time, and I'm actually really excited because I'm making significant strength progress. So I wanted to bring her along to be able to film this and get some of my lifts on video, and then also be able to provide you guys some helpful tips and tricks and things that you can do inside of your own workouts to help you dramatically improve your performance in the gym. So come with us for Shiko 29 week 4 day 1. All right, so we are pulling into the parking lot now, and I wanted to talk to you guys real quick about pre-workout hydration and why that's important. So you can see I got my Gatorade bottle here. I think it's maybe a 32-ounce Gatorade bottle. What I have in this is actually 1 scoop of Super Pump. It has about 200 milligrams of caffeine in it. That's obviously to give me a little bit of energy, and I did not drink coffee this morning. With the 32 ounces of water, I also put 5 grams of creatine monohydrate in this, and then I also have 1 packet of Element, I think it's LMNT in this, and that has about 1,000 milligrams of sodium. Now, sodium is extremely important because it essentially takes the water and helps pull the water into the muscle for intracellular hydration. And obviously, training, you need to be hydrated. So throughout the workout, you're actually going to see me probably drink about 3/4 of a gallon of water. I personally think that when you are training, that's the best time to drink as much water as possible because you're actually squeezing and contracting your muscles. Sodium is also very valuable for actually helping you contract muscle. So if you maybe feel like you happen to be on a low sodium diet and you've lost some of that ability to squeeze and contract muscle or get a really good workout or a really good pump, add sodium back into your pre-workout drink and it will help dramatically. Let's hit the gym. Just got into the gym, checked myself and my daughter in, came upstairs. We jumped on a seated stationary bike. I usually like to get in about 5 to 7 minutes of some form of cardio before I start resistance training, just to make sure that I do have blood circulating throughout my whole body. Everything seems warm, maybe even a little sweat. As you can tell, I'm a little out of breath already. And then right after this, we're going to go downstairs. We're going to do some muscle activations for the core, the lower back, some stretches because I am deadlifting. All right, so we're going to be activating our core before we dive into the workout. 2 things I think most people need to be doing is some form of an abdominal crunch and some form of a Superman, because many people spend so much time constantly in protraction. What we need to be thinking about is retracting our scap and activating the muscles of the upper back. So I'm going to go ahead and start with just some very basic abdominal crunches. The goal here is basically to take your lower rib cage and get it to try to touch the pelvis. That's the only thing you're doing. You're not pulling your neck, your ears, your head, your eyes, whatever. The only goal here is to basically get your rib cage to the pelvis. And you can go ahead and control that range of motion. Perform this until you feel like you have activated your core. I typically do about 15 to 20 reps. I flip around. Now I'm going to activate the muscles of my back. So now we're doing more of the scapula and the glutes. This is called a Superman. Relax. Up. Relax. Now if you're doing this right, you should feel a really intense contraction of your glutes, your upper back, your mid back, and your lower back. Moving forward, we have the muscle activation section of this workout, where basically all I'm trying to do is squeeze and contract the muscles that I'm going to be using. Now, I like to go squeeze and contract the pec here, and then also squeeze and contract the upper back, okay? Squeeze and contract the pec, squeeze and contract the upper back. And again, probably only doing about 8 to 10, sometimes more than that, all depending on how good your neuromuscular connection is to that specific muscle. I do that for a couple sets, and then we just jump right into the bench press. Right now, we're walking through the acclimation sets. I know a lot of my clients have this question all the time, and they ask, they say, well, I'm only supposed to do 2 top sets, but do I just go straight to that weight? The answer to that is absolutely not. Now, granted, maybe later on in the workout, you may get closer to that potential working weight, but acclimation sets are extremely valuable. So you can see here, I did the bar, and now I'm doing 95 pounds, and then I'm going to do 135, probably go up to 185, and then probably go up to 205, and then 225. And the goal there is to potentiate basically your ability to create power over time. You may have a V8 engine, but if only 2 spark plugs are working, it's not going to be that powerful. So essentially, we want to start low and build our way up. So go ahead and watch this set. You'll see that the goal here is basically to make sure that all of my sets look identical regardless of how much weight I'm doing. So the goal here is to make sure that this 95 pounds essentially moves the same as 225 will move later on in the workout. All right, ladies and gents, so we are progressing up in weight. I got 185 on the bar right now. And if any of you have ever done more of like a powerlifting style program, you'll know that it's essentially based off of percentages. So if you could zoom in on that, you'll see that it's based off of percentages. And the volume's relatively limited, but it's basically built and designed to help you improve your 1 rep max. So I'll actually be retesting my 1 rep max, I think, next week at some point in time, in which I'd love to bring you guys along with me so you can see where I was versus where I am now. Hopefully I would have added about 30 pounds to it, but we're going to see today because I'm supposed to go up to 217, but I'm actually going to go up to 225, and I'm going to see how many reps I can get with it so I can actually challenge myself. One of the most valuable things when you're entering a gym, like I just showed you, is to have a program. It's to have something that you know you're going to go in and actually commit to and do. Don't just go into the gym and have no idea what you're doing, but actually go in there and already know what you're supposed to do ahead of time. So we finally worked our way up to the actual working weight for the day. I'm only supposed to do 217, but I'm feeling pretty good, decided to do 225. The protocol calls for 3 sets of 2 with 225. I know I have a lot more in the tank than that, and I think it's just because I've been really diligent with bench pressing twice a week, every week for the last month. And so essentially the things that were once challenging to me a month ago are now becoming relatively easy because I'm fine-tuning the skill of bench pressing. I'm also getting stronger just because I'm doing it, right? Think about it. It's been 7, 8 bench workouts in a row, and I followed the program diligently, and now I'm starting to reap the benefits of following that routine. So in all fairness, as I'm only supposed to do 3 sets of 2, but I think I'm probably going to end up knocking out at least 5 reps. I don't know, but you can film this set and we'll see how it goes. Now again, be mindful, ladies and gents, that this should look just like the 95 pounds, right? There should be really no increase in speed or anything like that. I am trying to control the weight to the best of my ability. I'm not going to go suicide grip. I'm going to go full grip on my hands. Okay, that was way better than I thought. Surprisingly, I ended up just pushing one really hard set, and I got 225 for 8. Really, really happy about that, guys. Cannot tell you how excited I am about that, because just 4 weeks ago, like doing 225 for 3 or 4 was actually challenging, and I was able to blow up 8 reps just now. And so my goal ever since I lost about 22 to 25 pounds over the last few years. My goal for bench press at this point is basically just because it's a very tangible metric that I know that I can achieve, but I want to bench 315 under a body weight of 185. I've never done that before in my life. The last time I benched 315, I think I was like 205, 207. So a goal is going to be keeping this body composition I currently have now, but still being able to lift 315. And then on the deadlift here, you guys can see the bar on the floor. I'm going to be working back up to getting to probably a good solid set of like 405 for probably 5 reps. Today we're only working up to 315, but either way I'm excited because this is a lift that actually broke me at one point in my career. I was doing deadlifts pretty heavy, 500 pounds. I was competing in powerlifting, and I ended up blowing my back out pretty severely, and I didn't deadlift for probably 2 or 3 years. And so now we're actually incorporating this back in, and it feels great. So we're just gonna see what we can do, just trying to make sure that I can be the best version of myself at this point in my life, which being a 37-year-old man and a father of 4 kids. I can make all the excuses I want, but at the end of the day, my kids and my family are the reason I continuously show up. All right, so we are back to conventional deadlifting. One of my favorite lifts of all time, but like I just said, I've gotten injured before. And so adding this exercise back into the routine has felt amazing. And I am going to try to get back up to doing probably 4 plates for maybe 5 reps or so. But this exercise really is fantastic as long as you can set it up properly and you can control the range of motion. So what I'm going to walk you through is the concentric range of motion, which typically only powerlifters will really focus on. Then I'm also going to walk you through controlling the eccentric range of motion, which in my opinion is more important for hypertrophy. So if you're just slamming your weights down on the floor, I believe you're losing potential gains or leaving potential gains on the table. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through this set. Take a look at my form. Chest is up, butt's down, pressing through the earth, keeping my chest high and pressing away from the earth. Boom. All right, it feels great, so we're going to go ahead and go up to 315 for the top set. So this is our top set for today, 315. Again, nothing crazy, but join me along for the ride as I build this strength back up. I'm not doing anything that's going to put my lower back in jeopardy. I'm not doing anything that's going to potentially harm me. This feels great. I can maintain everything. And I think we got, what would I say, 3 sets of 2, I think. So we're going to see how 2 reps feels. I might go for a couple more or try to get 2 sets done in 1. Let's go for a ride. Most important thing that I think most people fail to realize on the deadlift is the journey off the floor shouldn't be a huge yank. It should be a controlled push to protect your spine. Feeling good. We're going to go for 4. Feeling good. Easy, man. That's awesome. I'm happy. The bench is done. The deads are done. This is an exercise I haven't done in a long time, but it used to be one of my favorites. So zone in on that. We are doing incline dumbbells with the 90s. Started at the 75s again because I talked to you guys earlier about acclimation sets and how valuable they are. Started with the 75s. Or actually 65, felt super easy, 75 easy, 85 easy. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do the 90s. If I could get back up to doing the 100s, that'd be awesome. I have not used dumbbells in so long because in my home gym, which I'll show you guys a walkthrough of the home gym, I don't have anything over a 50. So we're going to go ahead and do the 90s. But the goal here, we're going to try to go for these 90s for at least 8. I am super happy about that. Got 10 reps with the 90s. Not too far away from the hundos. So you guys have followed me along. We've done bench, we've done deads, we've done incline. Now it's time for some tricep work. So we're going to finish up with maybe 1 or 2 tricep exercises. We're going to go for a couple top sets. 1 press down and then 1 extension. And then we're going to finish with some chest flies and we're going to be all done for the day. So even though we filmed, I mean, we're probably going to be in and out of here in less than 70 minutes. That's my goal. So we'll go ahead and follow along with this set. We got maybe 65 pounds on the stack here. Not anything too crazy, but we are going for a top set so y'all can kind of see what failure would look like. They need some WD-40 on this machine. That is for sure. Shout out to Yaya behind the camera. Y'all will see a picture of her coming up in a second. Ooh. Ooh. Ow. All right, so a lot of y'all maybe heard me talk about training biceps before, when you can train the bicep through 3 different ranges. Shouts out to my boy Chris Bearcat. He's got a phenomenal YouTube video. Go check him out. But we just got done doing the press down. Now I'm going to do an overhead extension. The primary goal here is basically to reach a fully stretched position on this exercise. So I'm going to face you and I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. So I would grab the weight at the top of it so I can get more of a stretch. And I'm going to take my arm over my body, stabilize myself with my core, press overhead, control my glenohumeral joint here, push the elbow back towards my head, and drop as deep down into this stretch as I can, and press up. Now I believe that in order to maximally work your tricep muscles, you should use multiple different ranges. So maybe consider a press down, consider an overhead extension, and then also consider something where you're reaching a fully contracted position, maybe using an extended rope or something like that. Oh, that's it. Oh my God. A lot of people in the gym come to work out. They don't drink enough water. I highly recommend drinking at least a half gallon of water while you're training. This is the final exercise of the day. We've got chest flies. We're going to be using this, I think it's a matrix machine. And this would be what's considered the stretch portion of one of your training programs that I've created for you, our clients of The Educated Dieter. So in starting the workout out, you notice I had the activators in the warm-up, and then we had the primary movements, and then we had the stretch movements, and now we have the pump movement at the end. So a lot of your training programs are designed the same way. And so I believe we're going to be doing about 3 sets here. I think I'll be able to get between 12 and 15 reps, but I'm going to take a limited amount of rest so I can make sure that I'm really filling the muscle with as much blood as I can. And then the workout for the day is going to be done. So the goal here is basically to make sure you are using your pec fibers for the majority of this exercise. Now your biceps will likely want to recruit a little bit or they'll stay tight, but the goal is not to use your biceps like this. It is to specifically isolate the pec muscles, stretch them out, contract them. Stretch, contract, stretch, contract, stretch, contract. Now, if you keep on filming, I'm going to take a limited rest time. So just like in your programs, you'll see the rest time goes from a couple minutes on your primary exercises like we did on the bench and the deadlift to actually being shorter. So maybe it's 20 seconds or 30 seconds, something like that, that doesn't allow you to properly recover. Because again, we're trying to engulf the muscle with as much blood as we can. Walking back to the car now, and I want to give you a health tip. We parked far as crap away from the gym, okay? Now, I know a lot of you work from home. A lot of you are sitting behind a computer chugging coffee all day. A reminder, if you decide to go to the gym or you work out at your own house or whatever, you got to get up, you got to get your steps in. You got to get in more non-exercise activity, thermogenic effect, or activities like walking, moving. So even me, we just got done at the gym. Usually I would wear my Apple Watch and I would track my steps and I would track how many calories I burn and that kind of thing. But today we parked far away from the gym so that I could make sure that I could get in a couple extra 100 steps just to and from the car. So just as a health tip for those of you who don't move that much, ever since COVID messed up a lot of us. And in all fairness, if it wasn't for me going to this gym or me getting outside my house, I'd probably get under 4,000 to 5,000 steps a day. But by coming to the gym, I'm adding at least 2,500 to 3,000 extra steps to my day just by parking my car here and then going into a gym. Hopefully that helps. Thank you all so much for checking out this YouTube video. If you like this video, please do me a favor, leave me a comment down below. This is the first time I've ever tried something like this. This is the first time I've ever had somebody actually film me. So if you like this style of content, let me know. Give me a like, subscribe, all that kind of thing, and I'll keep bringing this content to you. And let me know if you have any topics you want me to cover. I'm going to be doing Q&A videos probably in between the actual workout videos. I actually just got a DM this morning, I think 2 of them, asking me questions because I released a YouTube video yesterday talking about how to keep fat loss going. So if you want me to bring back the Hey Coach, just go to my Instagram. It's at William_Grazione. Leave me some questions and I will answer them in the next Hey Coach video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace.